This is the Tom Bigby Tales, and I'm your host, Shannon Evans. I write about a small town in northeast Mississippi along the Tom Bigby River called Columbus. And sometimes I write about the rest of the state. This is episode 16 in the Heritage Expose, Heritage Academy, where it's always happy hour. Parents often choose to pay for private school because they believe it offers a higher quality education with smaller class sizes, a more focused curriculum, increased safety, a stronger community feel, dedicated teachers, and potentially better college preparation compared to their local public school, even if it means creating a significant financial burden on the family. Private schools often have more rigorous academics with a stronger emphasis on standardized testing and college preparation. The smaller classes allows for more individualized attention from teachers, and some parents choose private schools due to perceived safety issues at their local public schools. Some private schools are associated or affiliated with a specific religion, which can be important to certain families. And private schools often foster a stronger sense of community among parents and students. Some private schools offer unique programs in things like the arts, athletics, or technology. Certain private schools may have a reputation for sending students to prestigious colleges and can provide access to a valuable network. Clearly, Heritage Academy parents care about the future of their children. Why else would they spend thousands of dollars a year to send their children there? They say they want their children to get the best education locally and in a safe, nurturing environment. So, why do they not raise holy hell that Heritage is hiring unqualified teachers with absolutely no instructional experience to prepare their high school students for college? Why are they not up in arms that the school has had a 75% to 100% turnover in middle school and high school math teachers for the last 5 years straight? If the parents are so invested in their children's education, how could they allow their eighth grader to go 8 weeks with no instruction in their core course history and let their children just sit in a study hall without a word about why the students had nothing instructional presented to them? That is more than 40 hours of missed instruction. That is 2,400 minutes of state mandated instruction that they were robbed of because the teacher left, retired, or was fired. And no one in administration thought it was important to make sure the academic needs of the students were being met in this core course. Where are the angry, caring parents who demand Heritage Academy excellence? Why are they angry I exposed the issue and not angry that what the kids were warehoused for 8 weeks and ignored and not being educated? Heritage parents have expressed that they want to protect their children and prevent their adultification and exposure to inappropriate materials, etc. But when a key athlete at the school was allegedly showing a video to his teammates last year of him having intercourse with another student, was the student suspended for making the video, much less showing it? Was law enforcement called? Of course not. Why? Was it because the student had a prestigious scholarship to play D1 sports? And heaven help us if we hold students accountable for inappropriate behavior. Did he at least get pulled from a game or two for punishment? Did the girl get counseling for being victimized? It is my understanding that the whole event was kept hush hush and pretty much swept under the carpet, like every other star athlete's bad behavior on campus. Was it to protect the students' reputations, or was it to further the bragging rights of the school that they had a student that got signed by a D1 program, that it was all swept under the carpet? And the parents apparently only give lip service to background checks of teachers and staff and really don't seem worried about their precious children. If they cared so much about their children's safety and well being, why do they permit teachers with records of violence and drug trafficking to teach their children? The kids and parents all love their assistant football coach with a domestic violence charge and who was allegedly fired from New Hope for inappropriate relationships with female students. Heritage parents will get angry with me for publishing the public record of two faculty members with arrest records and one with a conviction and excuse complete reprobates having regular instructional contact with their children. Why? What is the cognitive disconnect that parents and board members will excuse these bad behaviors of faculty and administrators and even some students if they don't hurt their kid or go to their church or their wife is in their social club? When is someone going to have the guts to stand up and demand better for the children at Heritage? Let's talk about underage drinking. Underage drinking is a serious public health problem in the U.S. Alcohol is the most widely used substance among America's youth and can cause them enormous health and safety risks. The consequences of underage drinking can affect everyone, regardless of age or drinking status. Either directly or indirectly, we all feel the effect of the aggressive behavior, property damage, injuries, violence, and deaths that can result from underage drinking. This is not simply a problem for some families, it's a nationwide concern. Heritage is no different. Many youth drink alcohol. In 2023, according to the National Survey on Drug Use and Health, about 19.9% of youth ages 14 to 15 reporting having at least one drink in their lifetime. In 2023, 5.6 million youth ages 12 to 20 reported drinking alcohol beyond just a few sips in the past month. People ages 12 to 20 drink 3.2% of all alcohol consumed in the United States. Although youth drink less often than adults, when they do drink, they drink more. Approximately 90% of all beverages containing alcohol consumed by youth are consumed by youth who engage in binge drinking. In 2023, 3.3 million youth ages 12 to 20 reported binge drinking at least once in the past month. In 2023, approximately 663,000 youth ages 12 to 20 reported binge drinking on 5 or more days over the past month. Underage drinking poses a range of risks and negative consequences. It is dangerous because alcohol is a significant factor in the deaths of young people younger than age 21 in the United States each year. This includes deaths from motor vehicle crashes, homicides, alcohol overdoses, falls, burns, drowning, and suicides. Drinking alcohol can cause youth to have accidents and get hurt. In 2011 alone, about 188,000 people younger than age 21 visited an emergency room for alcohol-related injuries. Drinking can lead to poor decision making about taking risks, including unsafe sexual behavior, drinking and driving, and aggressive or violent behavior. Underage drinking increases the risk of physical and sexual assault as well. Underage binge drinking is associated with an increased likelihood of being the victim or perpetrator of interpersonal violence. Research shows that people who start drinking before the age of 15 are at a higher risk for developing alcohol use disorder or AUD later in life. For example, adults ages 26 and older who began drinking before age 15 are 3.5 times more likely to report having alcohol use disorder in the past year than those who waited until age 21 or later to begin drinking. Research also shows that people's brains keep developing well into their 20s. Alcohol can alter this development, potentially affecting both brain structure and function. This may cause cognitive or learning problems, as well as may increase vulnerability for alcohol use disorder, especially when people start drinking at a young age and drink heavily. Research also shows that children of actively involved parents are less likely to drink alcohol. However, if parents provide alcohol to their kids, even small amounts, this creates positive attitudes about drinking and engage in alcohol misuse. The adolescents have an increased risk of misusing alcohol. Moreover, if the adolescent has a parent with alcohol use disorder, they are less likely to be protected from alcohol misuse through parental engagement and other factors. And that leads me to the alcohol issues related to the school, the administration, and parents of Heritage Academy. The school has a zero alcohol and tobacco policy on campus, yet many parents flaunt that rule at athletic events on campus. Many of the parents allegedly have a cocktail or glass of wine in Stanley type cups that they carry carefully around during games, especially at football. It is widely known that certain parents who belong to the Magnolia Tennis Club and who host by invitation tailgate parties before varsity football games are imbibing quite freely in alcohol. They don't even bother to hide the liquor bottles from view. While the tennis club is a private organization, the parents are seen leaving their tailgate party with an insulated cup of freshly mixed drinks and walk across the lane to the football game where they allegedly could continue to drink and at times return to their vehicles to refresh their adult beverages. Students are often heard commenting on how intoxicated their parents are, and the game has yet to start. One parent was allegedly so drunk at a game that she was screaming at her child on the sidelines. Other parents had to intervene and locked her, allegedly, in the ticket office until her own mother could come fetch her safely home. Sheesh. Football players have commented that the head of schools, Sean Harrison, allegedly drank with them off campus at his home last year. This is a serious allegation where an adult in a position of authority is drinking with underage students. The boys spoke quite freely of this incident and even commented on what the alcohol of choice was. If these are true allegations, this is deeply concerning that a person in such a position of authority would break the law knowingly with students. Are parents concerned that this type of behavior is potentially normalized at the school by the headmaster? I give some credence to what the football students allege. Many parents, faculty, and students have alleged in unrelated messages and conversations with me that they have very sincere concerns that the head of schools, Sean Harrison, is drinking on campus or in his office or potentially off campus and then coming to school functions like junior high football and junior high and senior high basketball games. They have all reported smelling alcohol on him at these events. If these allegations are true, this is yet another concerning pattern of behavior that is again deeply troubling for an adult in a position of authority on campus. Further, Harrison was seen at a charity ball by multiple people, including students, allegedly well in his cups, and walked out to the street, allegedly publicly intoxicated, and thankfully had someone drive him home. He has allegedly been removed from one establishment in town for being overserved and belligerent with another patron. How do parents and board members feel about that? Does this fly in the face of high moral values that the school holds so dear? It at least should cause those pearl clutchers worried about the blessed reputation of the school to be concerned and start asking some tough questions. It is common knowledge that, and it is supported by Facebook and Instagram photos, that on school related unofficial senior trips, the students publicly drink with not only the parent chaperones, but allegedly with the unofficial school representative who's always present on these trips. While it may be legal in some countries for 18-year-olds to drink, not all of the children on these trips are 18, and these kids, 18 and younger, are still representing Heritage Academy abroad in an unofficial capacity. What is the school's stance on that? How do they handle students who return from school, supported trips to foreign lands, who have been drinking and publicly outed for it? Is it an ethics or a moral violation? Or, or does it get ignored? Do the rules not apply all the time, or do they only apply to some students some of the time? If parents and board members are truly concerned about the children, then why do they continue to allow bad behaviors to be ignored and to pretend that nothing has happened? If you truly care about the children, you will stand up and fully investigate the backgrounds of all your employees and their fitness for their duties. You will examine not only their suitability and qualifications for the positions they hold, but will also examine their moral turpitude. If not, then just admit you don't care about the children's well being, high moral standards, and academic excellence. Because if you don't ask the hard questions and fight for these children, then you truly only worry about your precious personal reputation, your acceptance into a narrow friend group, invites to the right parties, induction into junior auxiliary, and that your darling children get invited to the right parties. I want to thank you for coming on my podcast, and sorry for the hellhounds in the background at the end, but I think you understand that there is truly concerns to be addressed about what's going on at Heritage Academy in Columbus, Mississippi. Until next time.